Right now, police are looking for suspects in a shooting that left one person dead in downtown over the weekend. We have the latest on the investigation. And the weekend snow may be over, but there still might be some slick spots on your morning commute. Hattie's got the latest in First Warn weather and traffic.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everyone. It is Monday, February 10th. I'm Josh Spreiter with meteorologist Hattie McLean. Leah's off this morning. So the big story the last couple of days has been the weather. We're going to take a live look outside this morning. This is the Beltline at Fish Hatchery Road. Most of the main roads are clear for your commute, but there still might be some slick spots in your neighborhood streets or the less traveled roads. City of Madison is still under a snow emergency until 7 tomorrow morning. Citywide plowing efforts began around 10 o'clock last night and may not wrap up until between 10 this morning and 2 this afternoon. It was actually a record-breaking snowfall, 6 inches here in Madison.
It was. 6 inches officially was the snow for Madison. Breaks the daily record. I believe the old one was 4.8.
Oh, so there we go.
Set a record yesterday. Kudos to all those plow drivers. They have been working hard over the last 24 hours. Plowed many of the streets, but again, you can see Raymond Road. There's still some snow left on the road, of course, and that is creating some slippery spots around the area. So just take it easy, especially on those side roads. We have not found the bottom yet. Temperatures have been dropping steadily since I came in. We're down now to 7. Luckily, winds are calm, so we don't really have to mention much of a wind chill. Sunrise, Josh, though, getting closer to 7 o'clock. Just a couple more days and it's before 7. Our temperatures will climb back into the 30s, though, this afternoon. So actually not a bad day when you factor in sunshine and light winds with temperatures near 30 degrees. Let's get a closer look at some of those First Warn traffic maps for the area. A few brake lights starting to show up on the Beltline. Not terribly busy just yet, but keep in mind you may have to go a little slower on some of those roads this morning. No major issues, though, to tell you about in and around Dane County at this hour. Coming up in weather, 3 things that you need to know. We do have sunshine in the forecast, which is the best news. There is a potential for more snow through the middle of the week, and then plan ahead for a very cold end to the week. We're talking temperatures below 0.
Oh boy, at least that sun will help to melt some of that ice today, though.
It should clean up the roads a little bit, yes.
All right, Hattie, thank you. Well, right now, several communities in our area are under snow emergencies as a result of the weekend snowstorm. Beloit, Marshall, and Stoughton are some of those impacted. This morning, crews in Madison are wrapping up plowing around the city, and we have a full list of those snow emergencies on our website, Channel3000.com. If you live in the Madison area, you're being asked to park your cars off of the streets if possible. Alternate side parking rules are in effect until the snow emergency expires tomorrow. This means your cars have to be parked on the even numbered side of the street through 7 this morning and on the odd numbered side of the street overnight tonight. If you don't, you could be fined $60 and also be towed. While we're dealing with this snow, some residents in Prairie du Sac are worried about what's going to happen once it melts. Last March, a rapid snow melt over frozen ground led to flooding in Prairie du Sac, getting into several homes' basements. Amy and Jacob Miller got 5 feet of water in their partially finished basement while they were at work, causing about $75,000 worth of damage and also killing their dog, Kaylee. They filed an insurance claim against the village, which was denied back in the fall. The Millers question why the village didn't start pumping water from detention ponds that overflowed sooner, and they're also hoping the village reevaluates its procedures.
Of course, there's all this sadness with our dog, and we lost a lot of money, but we just feel like the village has let us down.
The village administrator denied an on-camera interview, but tells us in an email that March's flooding had never been observed or experienced by Parkside Pond. The village board has set aside $300,000 for flood mitigation, including the purchase of portable pumps. Northbound lanes of I-39 near Janesville are back open this morning after a major crash shut down all 4 lanes for 4 hours. The State Patrol shared this photo of the lane blockages. They tell us some people are recovering this morning from minor injuries because of that multi-vehicle crash. Traffic was temporarily rerouted onto Highway 14 West while State Patrol and Janesville Police and Fire worked to open those lanes back up. Staying in Rock County this morning, one person is recovering after being shot on Beloit's northwest side. Rock County Dispatch says it happened just after 7 last night on Hackett Street near Brother Dutton School. There's no word yet on the condition of the victim or the circumstances around that shooting. Police in Madison are still searching for a suspect after a person was shot to death in downtown. This happened on Blair Street just off of Johnson near James Madison Park at around 3:45 Saturday afternoon. Police say they believe this was a targeted incident. Madison police are still investigating. There could be some loud noises near Truax Field during the evening hours this week. The 115th Fighter Wing of the Wisconsin Air National Guard will be conducting nighttime training with flights running tonight through Thursday night. Crews are required to do these nighttime trainings to make sure they're comfortable flying at night. You might hear or see the F-16 fighter jets taking off or landing around 9 o'clock each night, but pilots plan on following flight paths to minimize the noise. This comes as some residents are still against F-35 fighter jets potentially making their way to Truax Field. A panel of area activists and experts hosted an educational forum to talk about the environmental and health implications of bringing the jets to Madison. Among the concerns are militarizing urban spaces and bringing chemicals to an area that's already polluted.
What we're hoping to tell people is that these issues are connected, and we have to clean up our water, and the only way to clean up our water is to force the Air Force to do that.
Supporters of bringing the jets to Truax Field cite the big economic impact it could bring. If Madison is chosen, the F-35s would arrive in 2024. A final environmental impact study is set to be released later this month. Earlier in the show, we talked about how to avoid becoming a victim of tax scammers. But unfortunately, scammers will probably still find a way to scam people this tax season. If someone steals your info, you still need to file a tax return and make sure you're claiming a fraudulent refund. You might not even know you're a victim of identity theft until the IRS tells you there's an issue with your return. Some things you can look out for to figure out if you're a victim. If the IRS sends you a letter about a suspicious tax return or says you earned money from somewhere you never worked. If you can't file your taxes because if it tells you there's a duplicate Social Security number, or you get a tax transcript in the mail you didn't request. Call the IRS. You can also go to the IRS website and fill out an identity theft form and send that to them. Make sure to request a copy of the fraudulent returns and keep that for your records. Install strong security software on your computers and phones. Use multi-factor authentication when it's offered as well. Also, don't click on any emails that look suspicious. That's likely how hackers got your information to begin with. Never download software from pop-up ads. You can also report suspicious scammers to the IRS at phishing@irs.gov. All right, still to come for us this morning. One person is in jail after saying they plan to assassinate President Trump. We have the details from Washington ahead. But first, Hattie says it should be a pretty quiet day in the weather department after a record-breaking snowfall over the weekend. She's in next with her Monday morning forecast when we come back.
Get the facts with Reality Check, only on News 3 Now.
I've always had jobs centered on helping people, but now with a nursing degree from Herzing University, I've made it a career.
Having a job was one thing, but having a career, to me, that meant something completely different. With a little hard work and a degree from Herzing University, anything is possible.
I'm possible at Herzing.
When looking for a TV and internet provider, we know you have a choice. This is Jessica. She still has satellite TV.
Well, I get tons of HD.
Spectrum has tons of HD, and we love Spectrum's 24-hour local news channel. Plus, we get exclusive access to premium original content with Spectrum Originals.
I don't have that.
Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-976-4499.
Spectrum Internet starts at 200 megabits with no data caps and a free modem.
We have to get internet from another company, and it isn't nearly as fast.
Spectrum Internet, $44.99 a month.
I'd switch, but I'm stuck in a contract and would have to pay up to $480 to cancel.
Spectrum has no contracts, and they'll pay up to $500 to help you out of yours.
That's it. I'm switching to Spectrum.
Get Spectrum TV and internet from $44.99 a month each. Call 833-976-4499.
Come to the circus, the biggest show in town. Come to the circus.
See the elephants, tigers, dogs, and all the fun to be had at the Shrine Circus. Enjoy the magnificent elephants while you still can and make memories for a lifetime. Bring the family one and all to the Shrine Circus.
the biggest show in town.
Go in the snow plus MPG, your Subaru Ascent from Don Miller. With standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and 27 MPG highway, the Ascent will get you through in great shape. It's the roomiest Subaru ever. The Ascent has third-row seating and space for 7 or 8 passengers. The 2020 Ascent Premium. Lease from only $319 a month, 36 months, 10,000 miles per year, $19.99 due on signing. No security deposit. Don Miller Subaru, West on Odana or East Side, High Crossing Boulevard, Madison.
Don Miller.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Good morning from the News 3 Now First Warn Weather Center. We're starting off on kind of a quiet note this morning. Here's a great view of the Capitol. You can see clear skies overhead. All that snow from yesterday has come to an end, but boy, did it add up. 9 inches of snow in Partyville, nearly 9 in Lake Delton, up towards the Dells, 6 inches officially at the airport in Madison, and then amounts to diminish as you headed towards the south. But still, everyone picking up at least a couple of inches of snow. If snow's not your thing, well, maybe you'll like this graphic. 37 days is all we have to wait to the official start of spring. That occurs on March 19th. Now, here's a look at your temperature trend through the week. Not bad to start off the week. We're near normal with highs in the low to mid 30s, but hard to ignore that drop in temperatures on Thursday and Friday. We go well below normal for a couple of days, but a nice rebound already for the upcoming weekend. So let's get you started with what's happening this morning. No snow falling across the area, so that is good news. Temperatures are quite chilly though, down to 9 in Janesville. That's a drop of about 9 degrees just in the last hour. 7 here in Madison. It goes to 1 degree above 0 in the Dells. Camp Douglas, you're now at 18 degrees below 0. So a pretty chilly start to the day. Luckily, there isn't any wind chill to factor in this morning. Winds are nearly calm in all locations, so that's the good news. Your wind chill factor today, looking at a light southwesterly wind through the afternoon, but you can see that those numbers do improve at least into the mid-20s for the second part of the day, so you don't need to worry much about wind chill factor. Your future track forecast model is showing you, though, clear skies through the morning hours. There may be a little bit of fog this morning through the Wisconsin River Valley. Otherwise, a light northwesterly wind will be shifting to the south later on today. So by lunchtime, temperatures will already be back into the 20s. And again, clear skies for the area, so lots of sunshine expected. The afternoon highs right around 30 degrees. So we are looking at pretty comfortable conditions for mid-February. Overnight tonight, staying pretty quiet, just turning partly cloudy with temperatures dropping back into the teens. So let's take a look at that extended forecast. Our next weather maker comes late Wednesday into Thursday, bringing us a chance for some light snow. We're not talking about as much snow as we saw over the weekend, so amounts will be pretty light. Then cooling down for Valentine's Day, we're looking at morning wind chills as low as 20 degrees below 0 Friday morning. Temperatures do rebound back into the 30s, though, with more chances for snow as we head to the upcoming weekend. Now it's time to get a look at your first alert traffic, or first warn traffic maps, rather. We'll send it over to Stacy K for all the details. Good morning, Stacy.
Good morning. Roads actually aren't too bad after yesterday's snow. Side roads have been plowed, but still have a coating of snow. The interstate and Beltline are fine, but be careful on the ramps. They still might be slick. Checking out other roads here in Dane County, just some brake lights at Stoughton Road and Verona Road approaching the Beltline. Volume is not a problem yet on East Washington and downtown. And other main routes heading into Madison, they're moving along with no crashes or delays. With your first warn traffic, I'm Stacy K.
Stacy K and Hattie, thank you both very much. We are following some breaking news just into the newsroom this morning. Janesville police are investigating after a woman was found face down in the street. It happened off of the interstate at Midvale and Deerfield Drives just after 3 this morning. Officers say she was unconscious and bleeding from her head. Another woman was also found at the scene. She was unresponsive and bleeding from her mouth. One of the women was stabbed in the back and 4 shell casings were found in the area. We do have a crew headed to the scene right now. We'll bring you updates as we get them. To Campaign 2020 now, where the attention in the presidential race turns to New Hampshire this week for the next stop in primary season. Pete Buttigieg is hoping to continue the momentum he picked up with his narrow win over Bernie Sanders in Iowa. But he's now becoming the target of attack ads, including one by former Vice President Joe Biden, saying Buttigieg's accomplishments as a mayor pale in comparison to Biden's. One of the big questions will be how many people turn out to vote in this primary. Turnout in last week's caucuses was actually lower than expected, but political experts don't expect that to be the case tomorrow in New Hampshire.
New Hampshire Democrats have been pretty excited, as are Democrats nationwide, about perhaps getting this president out of office.
President Trump narrowly lost to Hillary Clinton in New Hampshire in 2016. Right now, Bernie Sanders is polling in first place for tomorrow's primary, but only about 40% of voters say they know who they're going to vote for. Meanwhile, one candidate is still disputing the Iowa caucus results. Senator Sanders, his campaign manager, says he plans to ask for a recanvass in some precincts by today's noon deadline. Pete Buttigieg kept his razor-thin lead in estimated national delegates that will be awarded from last week's caucuses. Sanders is close behind and still has the lead in the popular vote. These results came after the Iowa Democratic Party reviewed 95 inconsistency reports. 55 precincts were updated after the review, while 36 precincts matched what was originally reported. New this morning, estimates from the Iowa Democratic Party and CBS News show Buttigieg received 14 delegates, Sanders 12, Elizabeth Warren with 8, Joe Biden with 6, and Amy Klobuchar with 1. President Trump is also in New Hampshire today, returning to the campaign trail with his first rally since his impeachment acquittal. He'll be in New Hampshire ahead of that state's primaries. While the impeachment inquiry and trial may be over, both Democratic and Republican lawmakers say investigations will continue. Senator Lindsey Graham is issuing a firm warning not only to the president's personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, but to all U.S. politicians.
Any documents coming out of the Ukraine against any American, Republican or Democrat, need to be looked at by the intelligence services, who has expertise I don't, because Russia is playing us all like a fiddle.
Senator Graham is defending the administration's removal of impeachment witnesses, EU Ambassador Gordon Sondland and Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman from the National Security Council. But some senators are discouraging the president from taking action against those who testified. This includes Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson. In an interview with Politico, Johnson said he would have handled it differently and, quote, would have given him the ability to exit on his own terms and his own time in a few weeks. Sondland reportedly planned on leaving on his own in the near future. Developing this morning, the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department is investigating an assassination attempt against President Trump. Police say 25-year-old Roger Hedgepeth walked up to a U.S. Secret Service officer and said, quote, I'm here to assassinate President Donald Trump. The Florida man told the officer he planned on doing it with a knife, which the Secret Service officer took after a pat-down search. The Secret Service says Hedgepeth is a critically missing endangered person and a mental health patient. He's now in the hospital for evaluation and will be held there indefinitely. 6:18 is your time right now. The U.S. Census Bureau is asking for your help this morning in taking this year's census. The Regional Bureau is holding a recruitment open house today at their area census office in Madison. As of now, the Census Bureau still needs more than 21,000 census takers to help make sure everyone is counted. The census taker jobs can be either full or part-time and pay between $17 and $24 per hour. They're especially in need of people who can speak a second language like Spanish or Hmong. If you're interested, you can stop by Crossroads Drive for an open house between 11 and 10 and noon today. If you can't make the open house, recruitment hours run until 5. Today is also your last chance to help out with an equipment test for voting machines that will be used on Election Day. The City of Madison does this before every election. The city clerk's office tests each individual voting machine to make sure they accurately count the votes. That's happening at the Public Library on East Wash from 9 until 4. A Madison couple is among dozens across the country seeing their dreams of a perfect wedding put in jeopardy after a nationwide venue chain shuts its doors with no warning and no explanation. We'll share what the couple has to say about it coming up. But first, there's a handful of school delays this morning due to some slippery road conditions. You can see those at the bottom of your screen and on channel3000.com. Hattie's in next with an updated look at the bus stop forecast.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
Working with Cobeson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. If you do need time off, they work around you. They definitely try to make it a company that's based for you.
Visit Cobeson.com to apply.
President's Day means more savings at the Brothers Maine President's Day Super Sale. Get in right now for the sale of the season with more savings on more brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana. We've got a lot more satisfaction for you at Maine, like up to 18-month 0% financing and free delivery to make life a little easier. Hey, there's more home satisfaction at the Moore store. The President's Day Super Sale. More selection, more savings, and more satisfaction today at the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
Water makes life possible on Earth and in our homes. Culligan conserves this resource with its high-efficiency water softener, the world's best because it uses less water, and that matters to all of us. Click or call Culligan Water and start saving today.
I want a client who comes in to feel comfortable and to know that their case is in good hands so they can relax and get on with their life as best as they can and let me do the fighting for them. That's how I want them to feel.
Gingras, Thompson, and Walks. When you're confident in your gut, you feel confident to take on anything. With Benefiber, you'll feel the power of gut health confidence every day. Benefiber is a 100% natural prebiotic fiber. Benefiber. Trust your gut.
What's the time?
A dime is 10 cents.
Severe cold or flu? Take control with TheraFlu. Powerful, soothing relief to defeat your worst cold and flu symptoms fast. TheraFlu. The power is in your hands.
Anyone hear the slogan? Mike will get it done. Okay, let me tell you what the it is. As mayor, I expanded health care coverage. As president, I'll build on Obamacare because health care is a right. I created nearly 500,000 jobs in New York City. As president, I'll build an economy that delivers good jobs with higher wages. I'll take on the gun lobby and save lives. And I will stop Trump's assault on women's reproductive rights. I've got a record of doing things. I've got the resources to take on this fight. As mayor, I held myself accountable for results. As president, I'll offer common sense plans and I will get it done. So let's stay on the offensive and let's win. I'm Mike Bloomberg and I approve this message.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
After we backed that bus out of its stall and started driving, I just loved it. We really get a chance to get to know each other. Almost everyone has a different story about how they came to bus driving. So you really end up feeling like you're part of a family.
Visit Cobeson.com to apply.
Welcome back on a Monday morning, and it's a chilly morning out there. With some good news, though, the skies are clearing, which is going to make way for a nice day.
I know, the sunshine will be nice. Take a look at this view from the Edgewater Sky Cam. Beautiful shot this morning. Skies are clear, as you mentioned, but boy, it is chilly, so bundle up. Here's a look at our forecast for the day today. We're looking at plenty of sunshine. Weather track showing you no clouds really in the area, so that's the good news. Grab the snow gear, though. Remind the kids there is a lot of fresh snow on the playground, so they'll need that today. Temperatures will be climbing rather quickly as you head towards school, back into the teens, but then topping right around 30 degrees later on this afternoon. Sunshine is expected throughout the entire day.
All right, Hattie, thank you. Right now, area couples are looking for some help this morning in rearranging wedding plans after a nationwide event menu chain shut its doors suddenly without any explanation. Kelson Egley and Emily Wimmer are getting married in April. They had planned to hold the festivities at Noah's event venue in Madison, but the couple found out over the weekend their entire wedding was in jeopardy. Employees at the Madison location told them that they were let go via email last Thursday, and crews were clearing out the venue. Kelson and Emily say they were never told the company was going under.
I'm angry that it's one thing to fail in a business, you know, they didn't do something right and here we are. But to not even contact us and apologize, I mean, that would have gone so much farther than where we are now.
Luckily, Kelson and Emily were able to find another event on short notice. City leaders in Milwaukee are calling for change this morning after a violent weekend that saw 4 people shot in 3 separate incidents, including a 5-year-old boy who was killed.
And maybe today, finally, maybe today,
Enough is finally enough.
Jamal Anderson Jr. was shot on the city's north side early Saturday morning. The boy's mother said he had Down syndrome. 2 people were arrested in connection with that shooting, but have not been identified yet by police. First responders from across Wisconsin came together to remember the life of a firefighter who recently passed away. 52-year-old Darren Jones was a veteran firefighter in Milwaukee for 29 years. He died in his sleep last weekend. His passing is being considered a line of duty death, with the cause likely stemming from health issues or chemicals Jones was exposed to while on the job.
He was always happy. He was always go-lucky. He always brightened up the room. And we're trying to carry on his spirit.
After the funeral service, a large procession for Jones made its way to Wisconsin Memorial Park in Brookfield, where he was laid to rest. The Madison man accused of injuring 3 officers while being arrested is due in court today. Police say 22-year-old Darius McClinton punched 1 officer in the head and bit the arm of another while being arrested at the end of January. A 3rd officer hit his head on the pavement after falling while trying to control McClinton. Officers originally were called after McClinton was driving his girlfriend's car without permission. His initial appearance is set for 10 o'clock this morning. We could find out today whether the man accused of killing his sister on Christmas Eve is competent to stand trial. Prosecutors say Joseph Green shot his sister Sheila 15 times at her home on Midvale Boulevard. The criminal complaint says someone called 911 around 4 in the afternoon saying, quote, "My sister needs an ambulance immediately," before hanging up. That call was later traced to Green's phone. Officers also found a gun in a dumpster outside of his apartment building with bullets that matched the casings found at his sister's house. Green is currently in jail on a $1 million cash bond. Still ahead for us, we've got the top 3 things you need to know this morning before you head out the door. We also have a warning for parents this morning about a popular baby carrier being recalled. We'll have those details just ahead on News 3 Now this morning.
I have been working out at the Princeton Club for 30 years. My mom, myself, and my daughter, it's been 80 years.
The fitness part stems back to even my mom, and I worked out with her.
We get to do things that a lot of people generational can't do. I get to play, pickleball with my mom, or I'm hiking with my daughter and the grandkids. Princeton Club is a part of my life. It would be the one thing I could not give up.
Our retirement plan with Voya gives us confidence.
They help us with achievable steps along the way, so we can spend a bit today knowing we're prepared for tomorrow.
Wow, Dad. Do you think you overdid it, maybe?
I don't think so. What do you think, Peanut?
Nope.
Honey, you think we overdid it?
Overdid what?
See? We don't think so, son.
Technically, grandparents can't overdo it.
That's impossible.
Well planned, well invested, well protected.
Voya, be confident to and through retirement.
Okay, in my Johnsonville commercial, they open on a game show set in the 70s. Today we got Johnsonville smoked sausage made with 100% premium pork. Some brands mix meats and add fillers, but not Johnsonville. Contestant number 1 bids the closest, so he wins a boat. And he says, "I don't want that boat, I want the sausage." What if I told you that boat is filled with Johnsonville smoked sausage? And that's a smoked sausage commercial made the Johnsonville way.
Hi, I'm Tim O'Brien, owner of The Healthy Place, Apple Wellness. Are you taking CBD for pain? Did you know that CBD does not work the same for everyone? Results vary depending on dosage, brand, and each individual body. At The Healthy Place, we carry more than just CBD. While CBD has helped thousands of our customers, there are many herbs that have successfully treated chronic pain. Kiramin is one of our top sellers and most powerful natural blends on the market. Kiramin reduces inflammation and your pain. Stop by one of our 4 Madison locations or online at findyourhealthyplace.com.
Congratulations to Holly Walker, a top-notch drama teacher at West High School in Madison.
When I see a student just living fully in who they are when they're on stage and then giving that back to the audience for these little kids to see, that part I love. I absolutely love that part.
If you know a teacher who deserves to be recognized as a top-notch teacher, send us a letter, an email, or nominate a teacher at channel3000.com.
Sponsored by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Goldman Cars is starting the new year with a bang. Buy a 2018 new body style Chevy Equinox for only $14,995 or $239 per month, all with factory warranty.
That's right. For the new year, Goldman Cars is selling 2018 new body style Chevy Equinoxes for $14,995 or $239 per month.
So come in today and get your 2018 Chevy Equinox for only $14,995 or $239 per month.
Go to Goldman Cars East or West.
You gotta go to Goldman, GoldmanCars.com.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for staying with us on this Monday, February 10th. I'm Josh Breiter with Hattie McLean. Leah has the morning off. Let's get right to your top 3 headlines this morning. Democratic presidential candidates are making last-minute appeals to New Hampshire voters before polls open tomorrow. A new poll from CBS News shows 29% of likely voters support Senator Bernie Sanders as their first choice, with Pete Buttigieg and second at 25%. But that's within the 4% margin of error, and 40% of New Hampshire voters say they still don't know who they're going to vote for. Several communities in our area are under snow emergencies this morning as a result of this weekend's snowstorm. Beloit, Marshall, and Stoughton are some of those being impacted. This morning, crews in Madison are wrapping up plowing around the city. We have a full list of those snow emergencies up on our website, channel3000.com. If you do live in Madison, you're being asked to take your cars off of the streets. Alternate side parking rules are in effect through 7 in the morning tomorrow. This means your cars have to be parked on the even-numbered side of the street through 7 this morning and on the odd-numbered side of the street overnight tonight. All right, that's a look at your top 3 this morning. Hattie's here now with a very sunny out-the-door forecast today. Hi, Hads.
Good morning, Josh. You're right. Skies are clear. Take a look behind me. This is our sky camera shot here at the station. Looking to the east, we'll see clear skies overhead this morning. There is some fog, though, across parts of southern Wisconsin. It's not an issue here in Madison, but other spots have visibility well less than a mile. Watertown and Juneau, some of the lower visibility spots, as well as Lone Rock, Viroqua, and Camp Douglas. So be aware of that. Temperatures are well below the freezing point, so there may be some slippery spots on the roads. Camp Douglas and the Dells are starting out below 0 this morning. 2 below in the Dells, 7 above here in Madison, just 9 in Janesville. Over the next 12 hours, temperatures will actually warm pretty quickly this morning. We should be back into the 20s by lunchtime, topping right around 30 later on this afternoon. That sunshine is going to stick around all day today. Your first warned traffic maps early this morning showing you some brake lights on the Beltline right around Park Street, starting to get busier on Stoughton Road as well, but no major delays just yet. You're still going at posted speeds as you head into Madison from the surrounding areas. Keep in mind, though, that the side streets may be a little snow-covered and slippery this morning. Coming up, we do have another storm on the map, potential snowstorm for Wednesday into Thursday. We'll have all the details.
All right, Hattie, thank you. We continue to monitor some breaking news this morning. Janesville police are investigating after a woman was found face down in the street off of the interstate at Midvale and Deerfield Drives. It happened around 3 this morning. Officers say that she was unconscious and bleeding from her head. Another woman was also found at the scene. That woman was unresponsive and bleeding from her mouth. One of the women was stabbed in the back and 4 shell casings were found. Our Jamie Perez is headed to the scene. You can stay with us for updates both on air and online. Well, tax season is here, and unfortunately that means you need to be more cautious of scammers. Scammers have a lot of ways of getting a hold of your information, but here's how you can protect your information and what you can do if your info is stolen. First off, the best way to avoid getting your info stolen is to make sure you have a strong security system on your computer and never click on any pop-up ads or fishy emails. The other thing is to file your taxes early. It gives scammers less opportunity to get your tax returns before you. If your info was stolen, here's what you can do. Call the IRS and report a fraudulent claim under your name. Fill out an identity theft form and send it to the IRS right away. Also request a copy of the fraudulent returns and keep that for your records. You may even want to send that copy to the IRS to prove the difference between your real tax returns and the fake ones. Parents, before you strap your kid into the baby carrier this morning, make sure it's not the one of the 14,000 being recalled. Faulty buckles on the Infantino carriers could cause your kid to fall out of the device. The recall products were sold at Amazon and Target late last year and include the Go Forward, Flip Front, and Up Close models. So far, no injuries have been reported. Breaking overnight, the UK government is declaring the coronavirus a serious and imminent threat to public health. More than 40,000 people are now infected with the coronavirus, which has already killed more than 900 people across the world. Here in Wisconsin, 14 people are being monitored for the virus. 8 test results are negative and only 1 has been confirmed, which means there's a current potential for as many as 5 more cases. The World Health Organization is sending a team of international experts to China to investigate the outbreak. The U.S. and Chinese governments are both putting money towards curbing the outbreak. Passengers on a Diamond Princess cruise are still quarantined in Japan this morning after 6 more cases were reported on that ship, bringing the total number of cases to 135. The cruise in Hong Kong is no longer under quarantine after all crew members were cleared of that virus. Well, it is a Monday, so if you're waking up a little groggy this morning and use some of those nighttime remedies or medications to make sure you're getting a good night's sleep, you might want to think differently about that. That could be anything from CBD to melatonin supplements to over-the-counter drugs like Benadryl or Excedrin PM. It's the latter that makes SSM Health's Chief of Sleep Medicine a little uneasy.
It's out there. I can't do much about it, but I am concerned when people are taking, for instance, over-the-counter antihistamines to help with sleep over the long term. Definitely not safe.
Experts say the most highly recommended methods of improving sleep has nothing to do with popping a pill. Tonight at 10, we'll hear what the safest and most effective advice is when it comes to getting that important shut-eye. All right, 6:36 is your time this morning. Coming up in the morning sprint, we'll have the latest on a deadly shooting in broad daylight in downtown Madison over the weekend. But first, the biggest night in Hollywood is now in the books. We'll tell you who the big winners were just ahead. Thanks for starting your Monday with News 3 Now this morning.
How you sleep sets your entire life in motion. So live your best life by getting your best sleep on a Doctor's Choice mattress. The perfect combination of support and comfort. In fact, I've been recommending it to my patients for over 20 years.
Visit us in-store or online and discover all the benefits of Doctor's Choice, only at Denver Mattress.
I wanted my hepatitis C gone.
I put off treating mine.
Epclusa treats all main types of chronic hep C. Whatever your type, Epclusa could be your kind of cure.
I just found out about mine.
I knew for years. Epclusa has a 98% overall cure rate.
I had no symptoms of hepatitis C.
Mine caused liver damage.
Epclusa is only 1 pill, once a day, taken with or without food for 12 weeks. Before starting Epclusa, your doctor will test if you have had hepatitis B, which may flare up and could cause serious liver problems during and after treatment. Tell your doctor if you have had hepatitis B, other liver or kidney problems, HIV or other medical conditions, and all medicines you take, including herbal supplements. Taking amiodarone with Epclusa may cause a serious slowing of your heart rate. Common side effects include headache and tiredness. Ask your doctor today if Epclusa is your kind of cure.
So my son says to me, Mom, did you switch your Medicare plan yet? And I say, yes, Robert. Dad and I signed up for a Medicare Advantage plan through Senior Preferred. And he says, Senior Preferred? And I say, yes, Senior Preferred. They give us access to the doctors we want and the drug benefits we need. And he says, that's nice. So how is Dad doing? And I say, your father is fine. My living room, on the other hand.
Senior Preferred. Medicare Advantage plans built for you.
Celebrate 45 years of music with Sweet Honey in the Rock. This internationally renowned Grammy-nominated female vocal quartet remains the preeminent musical collective rooted in African American history and culture. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin. Sweet Honey in the Rock at Overture Center, February 29th. Get your tickets today at overture.org.
Well, hello, Wisconsin.
Alternative facts have got to go.
I heard these 6 shots. A little too close to home.
I'm angry that my son, who was 10 years old, is dead.
My goal is to develop the technology to more efficiently recycle plastic.
I can say exactly where this breast cancer is.
I'm here as an observer. We come down here every 4 years to see the Caucasus Circus.
Welcome back at 6:39 this morning. Filmmakers and actors are clearing a space on the shelf after picking up some new hardware at the 92nd Academy Awards.
We never imagined this to ever happen. We are so happy.
South Korean film Parasite is the big winner this year, taking home 4 of the biggest awards, including the top prize of the night, Best Picture. Parasite is the first foreign language film to win in that category. Awards for acting went as expected, with Laura Dern, Renee Zellweger, and Joaquin Phoenix being heavy favorites in their respective categories all season long. Brad Pitt won his first acting Oscar for his performance in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That film also won Best Production Design and has a local connection here in Wisconsin. Mike Moe grew up in Minnesota and moved to the Madison area in 2013. Even though he's in the Midwest, the move didn't stall his acting career. He plays Bruce Lee's character in the now award-winning movie. All right, while you're on Facebook this morning, you can send us a photo of your morning. Carol sent us this, and she calls it a blazing good morning over Monona Golf Course. And I would have to agree with her. Just a beautiful shot right there. Thank you so much for sharing, Carol. What does your morning look like? Take a picture and post it to our Channel 3000 social media pages and use the hashtag MyNews3Morning. Well, after most of us picked up 6 or more inches of snow on Sunday, Hattie says things are looking much quieter today, but temperatures could take a big plunge later this week. She has those details coming up next in her first WARN forecast. But first, if you have a little kid turning 3 soon, please let us know so we can show their picture on TV. Thanks for watching News 3 Now this morning.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
I suffered with knee pain for almost 4 to 5 years. I wanted to have the Conformis after looking at all the different options. I think having the surgery with the ortho team is the only way to go. They all look out for you as a patient.
RHD Plumbing has the most reliable professionals in the industry, with honesty you can trust to deliver quality products and workmanship. Dedicated to being the best. So when you need a plumber for an important upgrade or 24-hour emergency service, call RHD. For your home or business, get the job done right the first time with no surprises. With the reliable, honest, and dedicated plumbing professionals of RHD Plumbing, proudly serving all of Dane County.
What are you thinking?
Thinking about burger, fries, and some pie.
You know it's 9 o'clock in the morning.
Well, then bring the pie first.
It's back and better than ever. Hurry in today for Perkins Burger, Fries, and Pie Combo. Enjoy any burger, fries, and a slice of our famous pie for just $9.99. It's dinner, dessert, and a deal. Only at Perkins. And now you can order online with PerkinsToGo.com.
For your next adventure, it's the 2020 Subaru Crosstrek Premium at Don Miller. With symmetrical all-wheel drive, the Crosstrek has vehicle dynamics control and EyeSight driver assist technology. Lease the Crosstrek Premium, $239 per month plus tax, 36 months, 10,000 miles per year, no security deposit, $1939 due at signing. Get all-wheel drive plus MPG. The 2020 Crosstrek Premium at Don Miller Subaru, West Anodana or Eastside, High Crossing Boulevard, Madison.
Don Miller.
I suffered with knee pain for almost 4 to 5 years. I wanted to have the Conformis after looking at all the different options. I think having the surgery with the ortho team is the only way to go. They all look out for you as a patient.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Welcome back at 6:43. A live look outside right now at your morning commute. This is East Washington Avenue at Highway 30. You can see traffic going slow after a car spun out there. If you do take the Beltline or any other major roads, those should be pretty clear this morning after crews were out all night plowing. but this is a good example of why you'll want to take it slow this morning. And if your road hasn't been plowed, maybe you could just bust out the skis. Take a look at this. A man was caught skiing down a snowy street in La Crosse yesterday when roads were impassable and snow covered. Police say there were 13 crashes in the county with more than 66 motor assist calls. Most of those were slide-offs. I guess
probably the most efficient way
there
to get around town yesterday.
Why not? You might as well make some good with all of that snow. The snow won't be around forever, right?
That's true. It seems like our days for cross-country skiing and snowmobiling are pretty numbered here in southern Wisconsin lately, so take advantage when you can. Skies are clear this morning, Josh. Take a look at the Capitol. Beautiful sky early this morning. We have lots of sunshine in the forecast as well. Snow depth after this weekend snowstorm looks like this. We had officially 6 inches of snow here in Madison. That was a new daily record for us, so we have at least 6 inches of snow on the ground for most of the area, especially north and west of Madison. Lighter snow totals and snow depth in the southeastern corner of the state. Now, temperatures with that fresh snowpack are quite chilly. Notice the negative numbers on the map. Black River Falls is at 17 degrees below zero this morning. Yikes, 2 below in the Dells, 8 below in Camp Douglas. At least we're in positive territory here in Madison, but it's not much warmer. It's 7 degrees outside right now. Luckily, though, there is really no wind chill to factor in. Winds are calm, and they'll stay pretty light through the day. Your Metro Futurecast has temperatures climbing to around 30, so a nice rebound considering where we are right now. Light southwest wind and mostly sunny skies should make for a pretty nice day. High pressure is building in from the west. That'll keep things pretty quiet for the next couple of days, but let's fast forward just a little bit to Wednesday. Here's a look at your Future Track forecast model. Starting Wednesday at 5 in the afternoon, you'll notice a band of snow through the northern part of the state. As we put this map into motion overnight, that snow fills in and sinks southward here across southern Wisconsin. So it may be a snowy commute on Thursday morning. Now the snow pulls out pretty quickly. We're not talking any major snow accumulations from this next storm, but there is the potential to pick up a couple of inches of snow by late in the day on Thursday. Behind that system, though, it does turn significantly colder. Take a look at your extended forecast. And again, for Thursday and Friday, that's the time frame that we're talking about. We're talking temperatures hitting highs only in the teens. Nighttime lows Thursday night into Friday morning, 7 below. That means our wind chill on Valentine's Day as low as 20 degrees below zero. Luckily, that cold snap does not last too long. We're looking at temperatures back into the 30s as we head through the next weekend with some chances for snow, but at least temperatures are a little bit easier to deal with. Here's a look at our pet walk forecast. Oh, Hudson in Florida. You don't need a doggy dish. Just take it right from the phone.
Oh my gosh, that's good.
My parents are in Florida. I know that the forecast is much better than it is here, much warmer.
Although I know, like, recently down south, they've been dealing with colder temperatures too.
So they have. Yeah, my parents are in the Keys, so they don't have to worry about any of that.
I'm jealous. That sounds amazing.
Me too.
Thanks, Addie. All right, stay with us. The Morning Sprint is up next.
When being sick isn't as bad as not knowing why you're sick.
When questions lead to confusion.
And angst and anxiety.
When it feels like there's a tiger chasing you into the darkness.
And all you want is a little light.
A little hope.
This is when you need the best of the best. Doctors who don't just perform cutting-edge procedures and treatments. Doctors who invent them. UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
Spend more time on your health, not your drive to the gym. Anytime Fitness has 40 area locations, so they're close to home and work. Get more strength training, more cardio, and more coaching at Anytime Fitness. Join by February 14th and get the month free.
With Advil Liquid Gels, you have fast-acting power over pain. So the whole world looks different. The unbeatable strength and speed of Advil Liquid Gels.
What pain?
It's perfect. Thank you for choosing our home. Here's a list of our favorite spots to help you live like a local. And here is our Spectrum Wi-Fi password and a channel guide to help you settle in.
Did you say Spectrum?
Experience the fastest starting speeds for the price with Spectrum Internet. At 200 megabits per second, you'll enjoy faster surfing, streaming, and gaming. Switch to Spectrum Internet for $44.99 a month. Call 833-902-4499. Then lose yourself in the best in entertainment with more HD and more free on demand. With thousands of free titles to choose from and the best in live TV, there's always something on. Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Plus, download the Spectrum TV app for more ways to watch. Call 833-902-4499.
It happened again. You guys were supposed to leave yesterday.
Is that my robe?
Is it?
Lose yourself in the best internet and TV with Spectrum. Switch now from $44.99 a month each, all with no contracts. Call 833-902-4499.
Habitat for Humanity of Dane County helps hardworking families get a hand up into stable housing. Habitat homeowners put in sweat equity and often have multiple jobs to pay the low-interest mortgage on their home. Strengthen our community. Support Habitat Dane County.
Insomnia is more than just a bad night's sleep.
It can actually contribute to serious health problems.
But which treatments are effective and safe? Experts share surprising facts you need to know. Tonight on News 3 Now at 10. Waking up to stuff like this should never be a surprise. Watch News 3 Now First Warn Weather so you always know what's headed our way.
We make the best better, especially your wedding. MadisonClub.org.
6:50, time for the morning sprint as we get your day started with everything you need to know. And that includes some breaking news out of Janesville. Jamie Perez is live with the latest on what we know there. Jamie?
Josh, there's still a really active scene here behind me, as you can tell. Police responded to the corner of Midvale and Deerfield this morning around 3 o'clock this morning. When officers got here on scene, they said they found a female lying face down in the street, unconscious and bleeding from the head. They also found another female unresponsive, bleeding from the mouth. One officer reports that it looked like one of the females had a stab wound in her back. They also found 4 gunshell casings in the area, and police have also reported that 2 people had gunshot wounds. One was not breathing and did not have a pulse and was sent to the emergency room. You can see that officers are still on scene here actively investigating. There's about 3 to 4 squad cars that we can see here. You can see that crime tape here as well. We are still working to gather the details here and to find out exactly what happened. There are some neighbors out here that we're going to try to talk to as well to see if anybody heard or saw anything this morning. But again, we're still working on collecting information, and we will provide you with more details on this on our website at channel3000.com, and we'll probably have an update for you on News 3 Now at noon as well.
And your first warm weather starts with a little bit of fog. Take a live look from the Queen Bee Radio Skycam in Platteville, where some fog has developed under clear skies this morning. Visibility down to just a quarter of a mile there. Mineral Point and Lone Rock as well at a quarter of a mile visibility. Keep in mind that temperatures are below freezing, so that is freezing fog this morning. There could be some slippery spots on the roads. Temperatures will top at 30 degrees though this afternoon with mostly sunny skies.
Hattie, thank you. Madison residents are being asked to park cars off of the streets if possible. Alternate side parking rules are now in effect until the snow emergency expires tomorrow. This means your cars have to be parked on the even numbered side of the street through 7 this morning and the odd numbered side of the street overnight tonight. If you don't, you could be fined $60 and also towed. Northbound lanes of I-39 near Janesville are back open this morning after a major crash shut down all lanes for 4 hours. The State Patrol shared this photo of the lane blockages. They tell us some people are recovering from minor injuries this morning because of that multi-vehicle crash. While we're dealing with the snow, some residents in Prairie du Sac are worried about what's going to happen once it melts. Last March, a rapid snow melt over frozen ground led to flooding in Prairie du Sac, getting into several homes' basements. The Village Board has set aside $300,000 for flood mitigation, including the purchase of portable pumps. Passengers on a Diamond Princess cruise are still quarantined in Japan this morning after 6 more cases of coronavirus. We're reported on that ship. Total number of cases have been up to 135 now. The cruise in Hong Kong is no longer under quarantine after all crew members were cleared of the virus.
And maybe today, finally, maybe today, enough is finally enough.
City leaders in Milwaukee are calling for change after a 5-year-old boy with Down syndrome was shot and killed over the weekend. Jamal Anderson Jr. was shot on the city's north side early Saturday morning. 2 people were arrested in connection with that shooting but have not been identified yet by police. One person in Rock County is recovering after being shot on Beloit's northwest side. Rock County Dispatch says this happened just after 7 last night on Hackett Street near Brother Dutton School. There's no word yet on the condition of the victim or the circumstances around that shooting. Right now, police are still searching for a suspect after a person was shot to death in downtown Madison. It happened on Blair Street just off of Johnson near James Madison Park at around 3:45 Saturday afternoon. Police say they believe this is a targeted incident. Madison police are still investigating. We could find out today whether the man accused of killing his sister on Christmas Eve is competent to stand trial. Prosecutors say Joseph Green shot his sister Sheila 15 times at her home on Midvale Boulevard. Officers also found a gun in a dumpster outside of his apartment building with bullets that matched the casings found at his sister's home. Green is currently in jail on a $1 million cash bond. Police in D.C. are investigating after a man says he planned to kill President Trump. Police say 25-year-old Roger Hedgepeth walked up to a Secret Service officer and said, quote, "I'm here to assassinate President Donald Trump." The Florida man told the officer he planned on doing it with a knife, which the officer took after a pat-down search. The Secret Service says Hedgepeth is critically a missing in danger person and a mental health patient. He's now at the hospital for a mental health evaluation and will be held there indefinitely. The attention in the presidential race turns to New Hampshire this week for the next stop in primary season. Bernie Sanders is currently the top pick among people who say they plan to vote, but 40% of people in New Hampshire say they're still undecided. One of the big questions will be how many people turn out to vote in this primary. Turnout in last week's Iowa caucuses was actually lower than expected, but political experts don't expect that to be the case tomorrow in New Hampshire.
But to not even contact us and apologize, I mean, that would have gone so much farther than where we are now.
Area couples are scrambling this morning to rearrange wedding plans after a nationwide event venue chain closed its doors without any explanation. Noah's event venue in Madison was one of several across the country to shut down suddenly last week. Employees say they were terminated via email, and couples say they were left in the dark. Our calls to the company have not been returned. Tax season is here, and unfortunately that means scammers are looking for easy targets to steal information from. If you think you've had your information stolen and someone files a fraudulent tax return in your name, you should call the IRS and report it to them. Also request a copy of the fraudulent claims for your records. Finally, the BBB says that you should file an identity theft form on the IRS website. Parents, before you strap your kid into the baby carrier this morning, make sure it's not one of the 14,000 being recalled. Faulty buckles on the Infantino carriers could cause your kid to fall out of the device. The recall products were sold at Amazon and Target late last year and include the Go Forward, Flip Front, and Up Close models. So far, no injuries have been reported. Parasite is among the big winners at this year's Academy Awards. The South Korean film took home Best Picture, becoming the first foreign language film to ever win the top prize. Heavy favorites Laura Dern, Renee Zellweger, and Joaquin Phoenix also took home the statues in their respective categories. Just about 6:57 now. Stacey K is here now with your First Warn traffic.
Hi, good morning. There is a disabled vehicle on East Washington at Aberg Avenue. The left lane is blocked and is causing a delay over there. Overall, roads aren't too bad after yesterday's snow. You still have to drive slower as the side roads still have a coating of snow. The interstate and Beltline are fine, but the ramps might still be slick. The westbound side of the Beltline is getting busy now between Stoughton Road and West Broadway. Volume increasing on inbound John Nolan, especially at the Rimrock and North Shore Drive intersections. And other main routes heading into Madison, they are moving along. No crashes or delays. With your First Warn traffic, I'm Stacey K.
Thank you, Stacey. Here's a live look from our Edgewater Skycam looking out over the Capitol. Clear skies here in southern Wisconsin. Keep in mind there's a little bit of fog this morning, but a nice day ahead with highs near 30.
All right, Hattie, thank you. Thanks for joining us. Make it a great day.